I just found out that it's a relationship show. Like, I had no idea. I'm sure there were instructions sent to me. I'm sure when I made plans for this, she told me. But I just was, yeah, it was news to me. And I was like, oh, that's going to be an interesting show. And then I was like, oh, right, I'm on it. I better say something. But this is why I'm not in a relationship. And also, I don't follow directions. I don't even listen to the directions. And I'm like, I'll figure it out when I get there. And I did. And wait, and can I just interrupt myself for 1 second? Because I'm in another theater where I'm going to be, and I had a lot of walls to choose from, but I decided to choose the one that matched my pavement. So, right? I kind of look like I blended into the wall. But, so yeah, so I'm still single. Well, also, like, I don't know, where am I gonna find a woman that also wants the wedding catered by KFC, and then in the end, like, wants to cancel the wedding and just have the KFC. If you find that woman, send her to me, because I've checked all the dating sites and she's not on there. But I was always in, also, like, my birthday, you know, I knew it was going to be like a loveless, like, because, like, my birthday's on Valentine's Day, so it's like always, oh well, that's two presents I'm not getting. And so that was all right. I'm gonna give that a check mark. Okay. But also, I was always in trouble. And then on one of my relationships, my longest one, I was told that I have a tendency to put up barriers. But then I thought about it, and I was like, that's not, maybe, like, I'm just not like a barrier. Like, maybe I'm just not that deep. That's not a barrier. That's the bottom. Like, that's all there is that we have going on here. So, but so as a kid, my parents, they sent me to gay conversion camp, and it totally worked. I've been gay ever since. And the first sign that I was gay was I liked ladybugs. And so, but it's been a little challenging with the family. Like, I got gay hate mail from family, and you know, that's always a little hard. But, you know, sometimes, like, when you have bigots and hate, you just have to make, like, the best of it. You have to make, like, bigotade, you know, like, when you're stuck between your xenophobic uncle and your homophobic cousin, pour yourself a nice tall glass of bigotade. It makes the homophobia go down easier. But here's the thing: when they wrote me the gay hate mail, they called me a loser, but they spelled it with two O's. And I was like, yeah, awesome. And I was like, because everybody knows it's two S's. So, but then, yeah. So, but, like, you know, I want to get married because I'm getting older, and I know I'm getting older because I just got my first piece of turquoise jewelry. And I thought that, like, once I came out, I thought picking up girls would be easy. I thought it'd be so easy. I was like, men do it. How hard could it be? And it turns out it's really hard. And now I know why they have the duct tape and the roofies. Those girls, it turns out they're very slippery people. You know, they bang on the trunk. That's annoying. But it's weird with the online dating. You know, I feel as women, like, we kind of get to be on both sides of it. And so I watched a lot of those shows, like 2020, 48 Hours, Forensic Files. Like, I don't even clean up after myself anymore because I'm like, I don't want to disturb the evidence. But whenever I watch those shows, they're always the same. Those shows are always the same. They're always like, Amy was never late. When she didn't show up, we knew something was wrong. And I'm like, oh my God, they're never going to find me. They're just going to be like, Dana was always late. So when she didn't show up, we didn't think much about it. But after about 2 years, we started to get suspicious. So my dad, he had some really good advice for me. He said, you know, Dana, it doesn't matter. It's, by the way, I did just hear whoever that was yawn in the middle of my set. You could have muted. And by by the way, not the first time. Have some decency. Um, if they snore, then I'm going to start to worry. If they snore, is somebody else there? Can someone just, because I really like, that's the other reason why I'm not in a relationship is like, I'm always taking care of others. Like I always worry. I always try and do like both dialogue, like what's going on. So like when the person yawned, I'm like, well, maybe there could be somebody there who just took a little blanket around him and just make sure he's comfortable for the rest of the night. I like how I just attributed that to a guy. Anyway, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I'm looking at my list. Oh, so my mom's currently being held by a terrorist group called Boca Raton. And but she I went to go visit her and we did some Bikram yoga. It wasn't like officially Bikram. She keeps the house. She keeps the temperature so high in her house it feels like Bikram yoga. Like she thinks she's supposed to set the thermostat to her age. So I'm like sitting there and I'm like dying and I like go over the thermostat and I'm like, oh my God, what's the temperature? Oh, right. She just had a birthday. So, but I have been working lately on my yoga. I got an Oculus, which is great if you want to be like even more single. For those of you who don't know what an Oculus is, it's that it's like the virtual reality goggles. So it's really because I found out you learn stuff. Like I found out I could be unathletic in two worlds, and I could actually be like picked last in two worlds. So yeah, so that's how that goes. Somebody just walked. Oh, that worked. Hey, I just got some light. Thanks, Nicole. That's why you're a producer. Okay, I'll be done in like 4 minutes or so. Okay, she said I'm doing great. Yeah, she doesn't understand what the yawn was about either. She said just disconnect. It probably has nothing to do with me. Wait, I do look better. Wait, can I start over? Because I'm single. Okay, no. All right. So anyway, and then my mom came to visit me, and then we were walking and holding hands, and I live in West Hollywood, and she was, of course, like, "Do you think people think we're a couple?" And I was like, like you could ever get me. You're gonna have to freeze a lot more chicken soup in my freezer if you want that. Yeah, but my mom, she's a single lady. So when I sent her back to the airport, I sent her in an Uber, in the fancy one, in the Uber Black, because you know what they say, once you go Uber Black, you never go back. Okay. I liked that one, you guys. I'm giving it a check mark. Also, here's the other challenge with the ladies. When I went online, like I couldn't find a woman with less than 4 pets in their home. Like everybody is like 4 cats or 2 dogs and 2 cats. And these were like condos and apartments. And I'm just like, I don't have enough lint rollers for this kind of relationship, you know? People always think like I'm into pets or that like I'm vegan. I think because I'm so pale, they're like, holy crap, she's got to be missing something. Because look at how pale I am. Not only do I match this, but I'm see-through too. You look at that. Look, I'm see-through. You see? And yeah. So, but I'm not vegan. I do belong to a group called PETSA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Stuffed Animals. Yeah, we throw red paint on fleece jackets and say, do you know how many teddy bears had to die for that coat? And also, we're trying to outlaw the claw vending machine. So anyway, that's funny. Oh, good. Other people go to Denny's too. Oh, good. So, but whenever I'm asked, like, people always refer to their animals as like their kids and stuff, or my friend called like her her dogs, the boys, and she'd be like, "Oh, the boys, that she wanted me pets." So she's like, "The boys could go 4 to 6 hours without going to the bathroom." And I was like, I just took that as a challenge, and it turns out I wrote her back. I was like, "No, they could go like a whole 12 hours without going out." But my favorite part of pet sitting is like the notes that I get from the pet. Like one of my friends, like there was a note at the house, and it said, "Dear Dana, thank you for taking care of me while my mommy and daddy are gone. My food is in the cabinet, and my special toy is the little fur, pink ball with the bell on it. Love, furry little Willow." And so then I wrote back and I said, "Dear Willow, if you could write a note, why can't you feed yourself? Let's try that this week." I'm a very good friend. During COVID, I thought about getting an animal. Like I thought maybe like I fought do that foster to adopt, something like that. Something where no one could prove I did the damage to it. And so I went online to the LA shelter, and all of the pets, every single one, they were all pit bulls. Every single one was a pit bull. And they don't call them pit bulls. What they do is they call it a mix. And what it is it's a mix of two pit bulls. And the dead giveaways are the profile pictures of the dog sleeping like a little angel with a bunch of beanie babies around it. And then in the other pictures, the dog is playing, but you never see those beanie babies again. The dog is working out on a Bowflex, sharpening knives, throwing gang signs. And I was like, that's too much. And my friend said, "No, you could do it. If the dog gets agitated, they'll give you a crate." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to fit in that thing." So then I went back online to see what else they had. And I swear to God, I don't know what was happening during COVID, but the LA shelter, they had a pony, one pony. And I was like, I could totally get a pony. I live in West Hollywood. We could hang out on my balcony. And by the way, it was part pit bull. It was a pit pony, and it ate all the My Little Ponies. Okay. Did anyone else have My Little Pony growing up? We had that like My Little Pony, you comb and brush her hair. I wanted one, and my mom said, "You don't even brush your hair," which is so true. All right, I'm gonna make a dismount here. I don't know. I hope I didn't say anything wrong. We weren't supposed to like say certain things, but there's still time. I could still mess it up.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Okay. Well, let me try this then. So it's hard. It's hard, to like find to advertise myself, because like gay bipolar chew is with a lazy eye, and they're like, "We'll find you the perfect match." And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to see what that looks like. To be two lazy eyes. It's not going to be a good look. So I'm trying to think, how do I cut into this one? And then here was my last fee. I was like, well, now I'm never going to get a date or anything, which was, I went for all these health appointments. The doctor was like, "You have a mass on your spleen, or you have two spleens." And I was like, two spleens. Who wouldn't want an extra spleen? If I'm dating, I could share. But I went for all these tests, and the doctor was like, "You have something called lazy cancer. It's probably been in you for a long time." I didn't know if he meant the lazy or the cancer. Turns out I had stage 4 lazy. And the thing is that I just had to go for 1 month of radiation, and that's a safe treatment. And I knew it was a safe treatment because they told me that right before they ran out of the room. In fact, it's so safe. They don't even pop their head back in to be like, "Hey, we're starting." They come over a loudspeaker and they go, "Okay, Dana, whatever you do, don't move." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Where are you guys?" And they're like, "Don't worry, we're fine. We're in another building." So, so listen, cancer didn't make me a better person. I guess it does that sometimes with people. In fact, like I still use it as an excuse. I'll be like, "Oh, I can't meet you for brunch. I have morning cancer." But I guess for some people, like it changes their whole perspective on life. And so, like, because I did this walk for lymphoma, because that is how you cure cancer, by the way. You just yeah, you get a t-shirt, you go for a walk, cancer cured. And so I went for this walk, and there was this woman on my team, Linda, and Linda said, "Cancer is the best thing that ever happened to me." And I was like, "Linda, have you ever been for a massage?" What are you doing on your birthdays, Linda? Let me take you to some Bikram yoga, Linda. Okay, you guys have been great. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yay!